Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to Change is Near. This is episode 32 from Tuesday, April the 5th of the year 2022. I wanted to tell you that I made some changes to the structure of the episodes, mainly from comments I'm getting, and it's starting to heat up that I'm getting more messages and constructive criticism on how to improve and, be careful with the disclaimer. So starting with this episode, there are two main changes. On the disclaimer I present for a few seconds every time I start a new episode is going to be this disclaimer that all of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. None of it should be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. So that's going to be on the screen every time I start every episode from now on. And also, if all images and videos, I take them from the internet. In the case of videos, I provide links on the show notes. Images will be too much of a hassle, to be honest. It's very difficult sometimes. If for some reason, either an image or a video that I use on one of my episodes, you are the owner of such content and you want it to be taken down, that's a possibility certainly, and I will do it immediately. Just contact me at changesnear@protonmail.com and I will redo that episode without your image or video if it's a problem. I also want to clarify, I'm not profiting at all from this information. I just do it because I feel to do it, and I really want this information just to get out. So that is one of the purposes of the Fair Use Act, in the sense that if I use an image or a video from you, and in the case of video, I do give credit by providing the link, that I do it just for the improvement of the episode and whoever is watching, without any intention of profit. So I just want to clarify that because a lawyer contacted me and suggested me to add this additionally, just to be a little bit more protected. And it's interesting that today's episode is about money. Money is an energy on this reality. You must make your peace with it. All right, so money, such a difficult subject. You see, I'm trying to make my peace with it, but the reason I'm making this episode today is because this morning at breakfast I had a discussion with my wife. My wife is very similar to me. We get along very well, and the very seldom discussions we have, they are about money, because she asked me for money that I don't have at this moment because I'm using it for another thing, and she got upset that there was not sufficient for her. So you see, that's the purpose of money as an energy. You see, money needs to have a purpose. So that's in a nutshell this episode. You see, if you love money just for having more, instead of having 1 million, you want 2 million, you want 3 million, you love the zeros in your bank accounts. I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm judging you a little bit, if I'm interfering, but maybe you should look into that. Because you see, money only has a purpose if it's used and if it's for a good use. I always make analogies, and in this case about money, let's talk about money like if it was food or drink or air or all the things we need in this reality that maybe we shouldn't need. Because you see, you shouldn't need anything, you just need yourself. But in this reality, your physical vessel needs some things. And those things are food, shelter, and you even need some sort of, you need to relax, so you need some sort of entertainment, and you need maybe transportation, and all of that requires money. So you see, the evildoers, yes, they are the creator of money, and oh, by the way, they don't need any of it. The rules are different for them. You see, all these theories, I keep hearing that the whole pandemic was created so there's a shifting of money from the middle class to the evildoers. They don't need any of it. Okay, that's an energy they create. They have the ability to create as much as they want. And don't think about gold. Go and look the episode about Planet Nibiru and the Anunnaki. Gold, as I'm showing in the screen, was stolen many, many thousands of years ago by the Anunnaki because they needed it for the purification of their own planet. And black goo, gold is an important part of black goo. That doesn't mean necessarily that gold is bad. Actually, gold is pretty good for especially medicinal purposes, the same as silver. I always mention colloidal silver, which is a very, very good way to get rid of infections and to improve your body, your physical vessel. Gold is the same. That's why the Aztecs, the Mayans, and several Latin American and African ancient civilizations they revere gold very much. But going back to money, money is an energy, and I'm trying to make my peace with it because you see, I have a problem with money because I think it shouldn't exist. Okay, let's get that out. Okay, money only exists because of the scarcity to abundance paradigm. You see, we should be living in abundance. That's how I feel. We should be living without hierarchies. We should be living everyone having everything they need to have a good life, and everything equal. I know it sounds like communism, but it's not. It's balance. You see, everyone living in balance, and money, by its own creation, creates unbalance on earth, because the ones that have money are kind of okay, and the ones that don't have money, they suffer a lot in this reality. Money is necessary in this reality. Okay, it's something similar to air, food, water, shelter, entertainment, and whatever you want to put it. And oh, by the way, all the things that I mentioned, you need money to get them. You see, yeah, maybe I know, and I've said for several years now, 20, 30 years, I wish I live in an island and I had my shelter, and if I was hungry, I would just get my hand and get something from a tree, and if it was thirsty, I should get water by a waterfall or a lake nearby, and just live my life like that. That's very naive. That's not possible in this reality. And you see, money is going to it's going to be very important in the near future, because if they go ahead with this great reset, which in my heart I still feel we have a chance to discover ourselves and block this great reset artificial from happening. But let's assume the evildoers win. Okay, it's a bad assumption. I'm sorry, just for the purpose of the episode. Let's assume the evildoers win. And so what they're going to do with money is going to disappear the importance in your mind, in your brain, the conception, you see. They're going to say, you don't need to work anymore. You don't need to worry about money, about being in debt. We're going to put money in a chip. It's either a physical chip, And oh, by the way, whoever is listening that still thinks that chips are centimeter or inches big, IBM has a patent for a 2 nanometer chip, which is 1 billionth of a meter. So no, it's a very small thing. It's like a grain of salt, even smaller, like a grain of sand in the sea, something like that, and even smaller than that. It's a chip, and it could power a computer. So things have changed in a little bit, but we still think of chips something that is the size of a watch or something like that. And no, those were back in the 80s and the 90s. And remember that they always have technology 20, 30, 40, 100 years more advanced than the one that they give us as mainstream technology. So whatever you think about technology in the year 2022, believe me, is very primitive compared to the technology that the evildoers have available. So in this chip, this nanometer chip, they're going to put cryptocurrency, and of course it's not going to be like Bitcoin or Ethereum and all the cryptocurrency we have right now, which is kind of in the internet, and it's kind of free apparently from the evildoers. It's going to be their own one. And it's going to be, in a way, it's going to be cryptocurrency that's going to have a lifetime, so let's say 24 hours. It's going to have a purpose, so you can only spend it on certain places, and it's going to have restrictions and terms and conditions. So yeah, it's going to be literally, apparently free, but not really free, because you see, they're going to ask you just to play your video games or watch Netflix, whatever life, awful, artificial life is going to be in the Great Reset. And they're going to, if you're a good guy and you don't have any evil thoughts, according to them, like for example, freedom, independence, who am I, where do I come from, all that, they are going to put your daily or weekly or whatever cryptocurrency in your chip, and you're going to be able to continue going. If you have such thoughts, as I mentioned, like you want to be free and you are questioning this reality, like you're in the movie 1984 or something like that, then you're going to die. Die physically, remember, it's just an expression. So you go on forever as a spirit, okay? There are no way they can touch you as a spirit, and they know it. But it's going to be an awful life. So going back to money 2022, it's an energy that we unfortunately need. So you might say, if we're a spirit, why should we keep seeking money on 2022? Well, my answer to you is then don't eat, don't drink, don't breathe, and then your expression will end very soon on this planet. And I hope you break the matrix and you go on to some other expression and reality that doesn't require money. That's my problem. I think money shouldn't be here, but I also think, in a way, our vessels should be advanced and require little or no food, little or no water, so we don't have to have a food chain and interfere with the natural state of Mother Earth and other planets. Okay, that's my feeling, my ultimate feeling. But then I mustn't be naive, and I have to realize in this present reality, I have a family, I have a wife, I have 2 children, so they depend on me, and I must make my peace with money, okay? Because I personally have had problems the last 2 years, that I had a semi-successful business. I was just a small guy, but having a comfortable life and trying to help whoever I could help. And then in the year 2020, when the whole pandemic, you want to call it, came, 40% of my customers went broke. And as I think I've said a couple of times, 1.6 million small and medium companies here in Mexico went broke. So because they couldn't sustain, this let's all take care of ourselves and be at home and that. I'm talking about hotels, restaurants, service industry, accountants, publicity, everything you can think. They couldn't take it, you see. If you weren't big enough, it's a miracle I'm still going as a company, as a business, but some of my customers were not as fortunate. So going back, I must make my peace with money, because it's like if I had a problem with food, you see. It's if I had a problem with drinking water or whatever drinking. It's if I had a problem with air. So if I'm going to keep going on this reality, and it's not, apparently I made a decision when I started to hear how much I was going to be here. That's a school of thought, certainly. So if I'm going to keep going, and I have 3 dependents on me, my 2 children and my wife, I must make my peace with money. However, I think in future expressions is not applicable to this current reality. So I hope that makes sense. And right now I want to present you a video from Brian Rose, from you know him, what's his name? London Real, whatever. I'm sorry, I don't prepare for the shows, so I don't have stuff written down. So Brian Rose, you probably know him. He has had David Icke on his show. He provides some sort of blueprint or something to create, an internet business and, live in abundance. So I'm not gonna go into Brian Rose very much. I don't agree with 80% of what he says, but he has a pretty nice 3-4 minute video on how he explains money as an energy. This is the mainstream explanation, and then I'm going to give you my comments. So let's take a look.
And so now I want to talk about this concept of money as energy. And I'm going to put up 2 people here that you might think would never be in the same room together, but I happen to disagree. So on the top, we have Mr. Grant Cardone, 10X himself. He has this massive private jet. He flies around the world with his wife, Elena, and their 2 daughters. I love Grant and Elena, by the way. I'm a huge fan of what they talk about, of the energy they're putting out there, of how they're getting everybody to try to 10X, which I think is a great thing. Also, I want to talk about Dandapani, who was a Hindu monk for 10 years, spent a lot of time on his own and learning a lot about his own being and his own humanness. They both told me that money is energy. And that's kind of fascinating that the 2 would actually say that from such different backgrounds. And what does that mean? Well, Grant and I both believe that money is there to be used. And when he was on here last time, he took out some money and he stuck it there on his chair. And he said, Brian, what is this? And I was like, well, it looks like euros or money. And he said, this is useless. It's sitting in a piece of paper sitting here on this desk. Without it being used for something, it's useless. And it was a really interesting point. So you could be a millionaire, and if your $1 million is sitting in the bank doing nothing, you might as well be poor, because you're not using that money as energy. You're not putting it out there to flow, to invest, to educate, to connect yourself to other humans, to live a more fulfilling life. If you're not doing that, then you might as well be poor. And this whole concept of money as something to flow and to invest is something that I've really been working on the last few years. And when I hang out with people like Grant or even Dandapani who say money is really energy, it's so true. And if you look at what we do here at London Real, we constantly pump out and distribute via media and our academy energy. We try to inspire you and transform you is what we're trying to do. Get you to really think about changing your life, becoming a better person, adding value to the world, starting a podcast, starting a business, publicly speaking, changing your lifestyle. I want to pump energy out there into the world. What happens because of that? People send money back to us saying, that was amazing. Here's a small amount of money compared to what you did for me. For some people, we changed their lives completely. They want to pay us like tens of thousands of dollars. It's like, okay, just give us some money. And we take that money here and I invest it back into resources that create more energy for you. And so we take the money from the London Real Academy, we invest it all back into movies, better cameras, better guests, better staff here that can create better products, that can help you get to the next level in your businesses, your podcasts, your speaking career. So I see money now as not something to be hoarded. I don't think I should take my money and buy a Lamborghini or buy a house, more on that later, or buy a jet. For me, the best use of my money is to keep it flowing. Keep it flowing back into London Real and back into this whole energy process, which gets it back out to you. And that's a really interesting way of thinking about that money. For me, it's not something I want to hold on forever. It's actually not something I want to pass on to my children. I'm not worried that they have to have a lot of money before I leave, because I want them to do the same thing I do. I want them to go out in the world, and I want them to create value for other people. I want them to make money and then use that money to keep it flowing and create more energy and put it right back into humanity so we can all transform together. That's what I'm looking for. So I don't want to leave my kids money, because that might make them not do that. I'm all about getting it moving. And people like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates are giving away all of their money right now, giving it to charities. And that's the same kind of idea. Put that energy back out into the world, help people, help charities, and try to get really the world transforming. And that's really what I want to talk about here with this whole concept of money is energy. And it's something to really think about, investing that money and keeping it flowing.
Okay, so I'm sorry, as I said, I don't agree with most things that Brian Rose says. The show is London Real. Yes, I'm sorry. He mentioned Bill Gates, so wow, I don't know about that. No, certainly no. Come on, Brian, you know better. Come on, buddy. So we need to understand one thing, or I need to explain one thing. I'm sorry if I present these videos and you say how you are presenting Brian Rose that talks about Bill Gates. I could present a video of Alex Jones, or I could present a video of Stu Peters, or many others, and I'm gonna try to use whatever I see is interesting and might fit what we're trying to say here. But you have to understand, just because you don't like the cover of the book or whoever is saying the story, that doesn't mean the information is valuable and maybe helps explain this concept we're explaining here. So he made a pretty good effort of explaining money as energy, at least. I don't agree with what he said, that everything is about investing on London Real and becoming better in cameras. I'm going to explain it here what I feel about money and how I'm trying to make peace, because for me money shouldn't exist, and I'm trying to make peace because when you do that, the universe is so nice that it says, all right, so you don't believe in money, you don't want money, so no money is going to come to you. You see how it happens? It's the same thing you say, I don't believe in air. I don't believe in air. I don't believe you should breathe air. So the universe is going to be so nice that you're going to live this experience, because you're not going to breathe and you're going to physically die, as I said, this vessel, and then you're going to go on your way. So that's the piece I'm trying to make. Money is necessary on this experience. Okay, I'm saying it. I'm decreting it. Money is necessary in this experience. Whatever I feel about future experiences is future experiences, that they're in the future. So I'm going to explain, and what I feel different from Brian Rose is money only exists because of the scarcity to abundance paradigm. And there's an episode around 10 episodes back, if you want to look at that. It got really low views. Again, I understand they seem like boring subjects, but that one to me explains a lot about this one, about money, because in a nutshell, the whole Earth 2022 reality, and for thousands of years, is based on the fact that there's scarcity, and you need to work your way through your life in this experience to find money so you can access that scarcity. If there was abundance, there is no need for money. Things wouldn't have a price. There would just be abundant. Like, for example, air, A-I-R, air. You know, the air you breathe is free. Everything will be free. Everything will be abundant. The whole money concept will collapse, and the whole structure of hierarchies and politics system, medic system, financial system, everything will collapse, and we will just live an abundant and equal life. Everything will live in abundance. Does that mean we all drive Lamborghinis, as Brian Rose said? No. That just means you're fine, you're abundant. Okay, it's a different concept, something we don't understand at this time. Money is important in this reality. And even if it could be seen as an extort mechanism, because you say we create money, you have to follow the line, you have to go to school. The more and better schools you go to, the more possibilities you have to get a better job, to have a successful business, to get more money, so you can traverse this reality. So what if I don't want money? If you are poor in this reality, say, you know what, I don't want a cent. Can I traverse it? Very difficult. very difficult. You have to live from the elements and what is called off the grid, and even then the system will pursue you because you're an outcast. You have figured out that it shouldn't be that way, but it's that way. Same thing, that this physical vessel needs food and needs shelter and needs drink, whatever the drink is, water or whatever, and it needs different things. Okay, a physical vessel needs things, and sometimes it needs medical attention maybe. So it's just the reality. Okay. So money is important, and you must make your peace with it. On this reality, I must clarify that. Money is important on this reality, not on future ones. And you must make your peace with it, and I'm trying. I'm trying because for the last 2 years it has been hard, but I'm trying because honestly, yes, I've said we shouldn't have money, okay? Money is only an energy if it has a use. That was a very good point of Brian. He explained it very well. You should never love money because of what it is. You should never love the zeros on your bank account or your investments or on Wall Street or whatever. Or if you have physical gold, look at it and touch it and saying, wow, I'm rich. No, there's nothing there. If you can use it as energy, use it for your needs first. I must clarify that. It's very important that it's for your needs first and you have a comfortable life, and then you serve others. If you do everything for others, you're not doing something for yourself. And then that means, I'm sorry, this is very difficult to grasp, that you become an energetic vampire, you become a love vampire. Okay? So I'm not going to go much into that. If you get it, you get it. If not, you are not supposed to get it at this time. But you must first be always about yourself. And then when you're strong, even with money, you have to serve others. I mean, that's the whole purpose of being good. Money does not buy happiness, certainly not, and certainly does not buy love. Not a chance, okay? Try to get as much money you need for a comfortable life, and then, just then, that you feel you have your necessities filled. But I hear about people that are very successful with money that they say, okay, I got to 1,000 and I noticed my necessities got bigger. Okay, so, I mean, if you need 5 cars, 10 cars, I don't agree with that, then it's never going to end. I mean, just have a comfortable life, be free of debt. I'm telling you because now that I have debt, it's not nice. Okay, it's not nice not sleeping well at night and thinking how you're gonna make the payments is not nice. So be free of debt, and then try to beam the rest to this earth, not to the universe on this special occasion, because the universe, money, it's something in the earth. So it understands we need it on this reality. It also understands why we can be detached from it as far as saying things shouldn't be supposed to be that way. Yeah, but we also are not supposed to have a scarcity to abundance paradigm. We're not supposed to have hierarchies, but they exist. So as long as they exist, we must traverse them. Okay, we must move from this reality. And there's a book I want to suggest. It's mainstream. It's not nothing spiritual about it, but it explains the concepts of wealth, greed, and happiness, and the psychology of money. Okay, I think it makes a good point, this book, the same points that Brian Rose is making. That money needs to have a use, basically. Don't love it just for being money. Use it. And you don't need to love the usage. Just use it. Just use it and it will become energy. Okay? Again, this is not compared to love. No way. This is terrestrial. We're not talking anything about the universe here. This is all earth thing. Money is a concept that only exists on earth. Okay? Probably and similar realities, of course, but it's not a universal concept. Okay. So, one other suggestion I got from a viewer is that at the end of every episode, I make a special slide that I'm going to talk about the whole purpose of the channel, and I've said it, episode 1, this is all about you. What I want to explain, because again, this concept or this idea is highly misconstructed as far as saying I want to ask you to be egocentric and I want you to be narcissistic, so just thinking about you and everyone else can go to hell. No. I want to explain this on every episode at the end. This special case, I'm going to be more elaborate, but on every episode, I'm shortly going to read through these ideas and explain them to you in 1 minute. So this is all about you. Yes, that's self-explanatory. Discover yourself. That's the best thing you can do. If you think you are one thing and you haven't discovered yourself who you truly are, please do that. You can achieve that through meditation and just being idle for 5 minutes a day and going into yourself and asking, who am I? Where do I come from? And the answers will come, believe me. And I've talked about that many episodes. You are not what you have been groomed and programmed to believe. Okay, so you have to unlearn things. Unlearn from the mind and maybe think with the heart. Your best version is inside you, as Mr. Miyagi said on yesterday's episode, or it was it Saturday? I'm sorry, Saturday episode. Your best version is inside you. Is inside you. That's for sure. That's for sure. Your best version will always be inside you, not outside somewhere. You don't need to do anything. It's already inside you. You have amazing strength, incredible wisdom, a beautiful heart. That is set. I am sure of that. Okay, we all have that. Okay, I don't know what you have done or what you think you have done. You have all those three things. You just have to uncover them. Discovering yourself equals to breaking the matrix, because I'm 100% sure if you discover yourself, you're going to break the matrix when it's time for you, your time, to live this experience. You're gonna know better. You're gonna know better, and when the matrix, with the end of the matrix arrives, you're gonna break it like it was a window, and you're just gonna go on your way, whatever that is. Find your best version, and this is when the whole egocentric and narcissistic things is explained. The whole purpose of you finding your best version is for you to become a beacon of love and guidance. So you serve others. You are not self-served. Everything is about serving others. But first, you have to find your best version. So it's like you're going to play a game. You have to practice first to be good at the game, okay? They're not going to throw you in to do whatever. I'm helping others. I'm not my best version, but I'm trying to help others. I don't know what I'm doing. No, that doesn't work that way, okay? So you have to be very strong inside. Remember, you have amazing strength, incredible wisdom, and a beautiful heart. So I'm going to include this same slide at the end of every episode. I'm going to be faster in my explanation. So if you are a new viewer, for example, and this is episode 32, you're going to get this slide, episode 33, 34. So the whole purpose of the channel is I'm going to try and bring you interesting subjects. Like today we spoke about money. Yesterday we talked about a story about Vladimir Putin. So I'm trying to mix it up. And again, I'm open to ideas. I included 2 new ideas, one from the lawyer, and this was another person that suggested that, it's nice to speak about it, just to include a slide, okay? So, thank you for watching. Please share this content. You don't need any permission. If you want to have a public comment, just use the comment section of the platform you're watching. You want to leave me a private comment, just email me to changesnear@protonmail.com. As always, please be sure to check the guys from Waking the Future. If this is the first time, I always suggest you going to their channel. There's a link to their channel on the show details. They are, in my opinion, the best alternative channel right now in the world. All right, thank you very much. Have a very, very nice. We want you on the show. Send me an email to hey@humanitywins.net to schedule an interview. Help me out by making the show more interesting, fun, and knowledgeable by having you on and giving our viewers the opportunity to learn from you. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You are this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Please be sure to check out our friends from Waking the Future and their awaken-attire.com shop. They gave me my first opportunity to speak about this and I will be forever grateful. Link to their channel and shop on the show notes. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.